Hi there, Clara Chenevert, the Stepmom Coach, back for day 3 of my 30-day gratitude and success challenge. So, this is day 4 and it's going very well. So how was your day? It's the weekend. It's Saturday. And, at the time that I'm doing this, it is Saturday. And so this is day 4. And so how did your day go? It's the weekend. Did you see a difference in your day? Was it good? Are you starting to notice some changes by focusing on what you're grateful for and writing down your successes? So I'd love to hear about it. So let me share a little bit about my day. So it was a nice day. It was nice and sunny, and it wasn't so windy compared to the other days. And I'm noticing my desk is creaking, so I'm going to have to be careful not to make too much noise. Because I was listening to the other videos, and it was like creaking, and was, what is this noise coming from? Anyways, so some of the things that I was grateful for today. And there are days when I get up and ask myself, well, what am I grateful for? And it's okay that there are days where you're wondering, am I really grateful for anything today? It's okay. Don't think that you have to come up with some big, gigantic something to be grateful for. There are days it just doesn't happen. I know for me this morning, I don't know if I've shared this with you. I like to check the Johns Hopkins numbers every morning and before I go to sleep at night. And this is something I do for my personal curiosity. There's no rhyme or reason for it, except that I like, for me, in order to understand what's going on, I like to know what the numbers. So this is for me. And so after looking at them this morning, I was a bit discouraged. Hi, Meredith. And so so when I started to do some things around the house, I was wondering, well, what am I grateful for? And then it made me realize there's a lot of things to be grateful for. And they don't have to be big things. One, I'm alive. I'm healthy. I'm at home with my husband. And just those things is enough to be very grateful for. Considering what is going on, not everybody has this feeling of I'm safe. I'm safe at home. I'm safe with the people I am with. I'm safe that I have enough food in my house. I'm safe in that we continue working. And so for that alone is enough to be grateful for. So as the day progressed, I looked at other ways or other things that I was grateful for. And so one of the things that my stepdaughters gave me several years ago was a dehydrator, and it was in my basement. And I had these mushrooms that I had a big package of mushrooms. And so I decided, let's try to dehydrate these and see what happens. It's an experiment, right? Hi, Nadine. And so I cut up my mushrooms in thin slices and I dehydrated them. And let me say, they look amazing. So I was very, very grateful and thankful for my dehydrator that was sitting in my basement doing nothing. So I put it to good use. So tomorrow I'll be dehydrating some apples and some bananas and putting them in my cold storage. So that'll be good. So grateful for my dehydrator. The other thing that I am very grateful for, and I know I'm not the only one, or I think I'm not the only one, is online shopping. These days, I don't like to go out simply because I'm trying to keep my distance from everybody. And although we have some face masks, my husband and I are sharing that face mask because we only have one good one for both of us. So let me say that I was very grateful for online shopping, and I actually discovered a few more that I didn't know about. One is called boxed.com, like in a box, in the past.com. And I finally got toilet paper. Whoever thought that someone could be so excited about getting toilet paper? I am not kidding. We've been looking for the last 5 weeks, probably because we go on weekends or we go late in the day because during the day we're working. Anyways, I finally found toilet paper and we were excited. Who ever thought we would be excited about toilet paper? I am. So we have toilet paper. And I did not buy a lot. I bought one packet, one bundle, or whatever you want to call it. So we have enough. We're two. So probably, I would say a month and a half. So we'll see, right? Maybe 2 months. So we have toilet paper. Thought I'd let you know. So the third thing that I'm very grateful for, just a bit of humor here, why not? And the third thing I'm very grateful for is my husband. He is one of the most amazing handyman I can ever ask for. Because for the last week or so, we had a Nest thermostat that wasn't working. And so at first we thought it was our heat pump that wasn't working. So he went and played around with it. And then he said, no, that's not it. And so he knows what he's doing, thank goodness. And so he finally discovered that it was our Nest thermostat that is only 5 years old, or 6 years old. Yeah, 6 years. That is only 6 years old that it went kaput. So he had to buy another one. Thank you, online shopping, again. And so he fixed it, and now we have our heat pump working. Yay! So let me say, having a handyman in the home is something to be extremely grateful for. If you don't have a handyman, I am sorry for you because it is tough, right? So yes, my handyman husband, hi Kelly, hi Pauline. So my handyman husband fixed our thermostat and our AC because it's on the same system. So let me say that when that AC is needed, we're going to be extremely grateful. So those are the things that I'm grateful for. So I'd love to hear, what are you grateful for? What are some of the things that happened in your day today that made you become more aware and made you feel grateful for? And I know for myself that whenever I take the time to slow down and notice what's going around in my life, that is when I feel that gratitude. I feel the sense of appreciation. And so things are slowing down in terms of we're not going anywhere, people are staying home, we're not overly busy. Mind you, we don't have little kids at home, so for us, we've been there, we've done that, and so I am very sorry for all the parents who have kids at home that have a hard time, structuring everything. So I'm sure it must not be easy. But the one thing I do know is that the fact that we have, most of us, and I will preface this with saying most of us, have access to some sort of online access, whether it's via our phones or the internet or our tablets or our laptops, it allows us to be able to be more flexible with our time. So for that, again, I'm grateful that I have people in my... Yes! Communicating through Zoom with your husband. I can't tell you how much, again, technology, right? Zoom, for me, has allowed me to expand my reach, whether I'm talking with clients, family, or friends. Last week, we were having conversations with my sisters. We were laughing. We had a great time. And this week or next week, I'm having lunch with my colleagues that live in New York and New Jersey, I should say, and New Jersey and Pennsylvania. Well, I think they're all in New Jersey this week. But anyways, so we're gonna come to our Zoom room and be able to have lunch together. How cool is that, right? Before this pandemic, we would have had to figure out, okay, let's look at our calendars. Can I drive up there? I'm in Virginia, so I would have had to drive up there to meet them, which is a 5 or 6 hour drive where they are, means an entire day. But I would have done it because they're cool people. And it would have taken an entire day. Now, I get to work all morning. My lunch is going to be ready. And then we'll sit and chit-chat and have lunch. And then continue on with our day. So yes, Zoom and technology have allowed us to stay connected. And I think it's important to understand that being physically distant from one another doesn't mean you can't be socially connected. And I like to talk about the distinction because I know a lot of people talk about being socially distant or social distancing. I like to think of it more in terms of we are physically distancing while staying socially connected. This way, it doesn't feel so isolating. It doesn't feel so alone. It allows you to be able to connect with people that you may not have connected in a while. An example of this is that my husband talked with a colleague of his that is now a widow for the last year and a half, maybe 2 years. And so it's hard, right? Because our lifestyles are very different, and he's taken up some more hobbies and travels, and we're working, and so our timing, it's been a little hard to connect with one another. But today we got to talk with him, see how he was doing. He's doing very well, and that was happy. And then we have other friends that live in Florida, in an area where there's a lot of cases of diseases of the virus. And so we were worried about them. And so they're a little older than we are. And so we called, and they're safe, they're good. And so that was really good to be able to connect and just catch up and seeing what everybody's doing. So those are some of the things that we were grateful for. Now, the other part of what I like to do with this challenge is not only focus on the gratitude, but also write down what my successes for the day is, or are, I should say. And so, and the reason for this is we're so busy. No matter what we're doing, we focus on what's next, what's next, what's next. And I think it's important for us to, again, just calm down, slow down, and just take a look at what we've done, right? Look back and say, oh, I did this. Oh, I did this. And 3 years ago, I think, about 3 years ago, I was very discouraged, maybe 4. I was very discouraged about how my life was moving forward. I felt I wasn't achieving anything. I thought that I was wasting a lot of time. I couldn't see anything that I did in my day that was beneficial or worthy or that I had accomplished anything. And when you don't have a sense of accomplishment, when you don't feel like you're being productive or you're doing something that is worthy or, benefiting, if it's not you, somebody else, it gets discouraging. And so I started to write every night at the end of, when I wrote my gratitudes, I would write 3 successes. And let me say, there were days that the success of that day was I got up, I got dressed, and I did my bed. That was it. But it shifted something in my head. It shifted to the realization that, we're always accomplishing something. We are always successful in a task of some sort, no matter how big or small it is. And so for me, writing down what I felt was a success helped me to feel at the end of the day like, wow, you know what? This is a really good day. I did some things. I did a few things. I didn't do everything on my list, and that's on me because I have a tendency to make big lists, and I like lists, and so I know some people don't, and that's totally okay. I have no problem with this, but I like a list because it takes it from inside my head and just parks it somewhere, so I don't have to focus on it. So it's parked, and then not having the expectation that I'm going to do everything on that list. At least I have that. So some of the things that I want to acknowledge myself for doing and as a success is I got toilet paper. Now, let me say, I'm putting that as a success because I've been wanting some for a long time and I finally got it. So for me, that is a big success. I found some and I'm keeping it. The other thing that, another success, hi Lori, hi. And so another success that I want to recognize myself for is that I was able to stay focused for a few hours today so that I could write my article. It's not complete, but I stayed focused and did my article. Yay! Yes, I know, I got toilet paper. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. And so I got focused on doing my writing. And I tend to, my brain just goes all over the place. I like to do a lot of things at the same time, which is probably not a good idea. And so while cleaning and doing all kinds of other stuff, some laundry, then I said, okay, now you get to sit down and you focus and you write your article. So that is a success for me. Third success for me is I did some laundry. Well, actually, yeah, I did some laundry, but what I wanted to say was I went and took some of my fabric. I enjoy sewing, so that's another of my hobbies. Paper piecing, quilting. I haven't done it in a while, but I took my box out and I looked through my fabric and I realized like, whoa, I have a lot of fabric here. And I could probably do some masks for people in my neighborhood or in my area, like the people at the grocery store or the people that are behind the cashier counter. Thank you, David. Yes, I do need to learn to focus and not be distracted. And so I'm going to, so I washed my fabric. So that was my success for today. So I went through my fabric, picked out some fabric to do some masks, and washed it. And so once it's dry, I'm gonna make it nice and iron it and make a few masks, and I'm going to give it to some of the people at the grocery stores in my area if they want it. And then my husband and I are both going to go around with our mask. And the only requirement from him was he didn't want to have flowers on his or these bright flashy colors. Thank you, Lori. Or bright flashy colors, or I even have a few that have little ballerina slippers. I mean, it's fabric I've had for a long time. Don't ask why I've had little ballerina slippers. So I'm going to do a few, and who knows, maybe tomorrow night I'll show you my mask that I did. So put me another task out there. All right, so what are your successes for today? What do you feel that you could write as a success? And remember, as I said, it could be simply, well, I got up and I got dressed. Or I fed the cat. Or whatever it is you want to write. But the thing is, write something that you will feel like, yeah, it's a success. And sometimes it could be you need to train yourself to do it. You may find it hard to find what a success for you is. And remember, this, I'm sharing it with you. I'm sharing it with the world. But you don't have to. This could be your private journal of gratitude and success, and no one needs to see it. So whatever you're writing in here, and in case you want to see, this is my journal. Oh, yes. Well, actually, you know what, Lori? I do have fabric with butterflies. I may have to check to see. And I may make him some butterflies. I'm not guaranteeing you he would wear it, but who knows? Yes. And just the idea of him having to wear a mask is already a big thing, because he's like, really? Do I really need to wear a mask? Yes, you do. This is a non-negotiable. We're wearing masks just because. So yes, so this is my journal. It's orange because it's bright, it's colorful, and you use whatever color you want. And like there's no, you cooked supper? Wow, that is a major success because I know you don't like to cook. Yay, high five. High five for you. And so, this is an example, right? Whatever it is that you feel you're successful for, write it. Pat yourself in the back. High five. High five. Yes, absolutely. So thank you for sharing. And I love this. I love, sharing with you guys my gratitude, my successes, letting you know, like, this is something for us to, at the end of the day, look forward to and say, hey, this is how I want to end my day. I want to end my day on a positive note. I want to end my day on focusing on what is good, on what I did well, and how happy it is. So that when you're sleeping, these are the good vibes you get inside you. For some, it may be a prayer. Others, it's meditation. For me, it's writing my gratitude and my successes. So whatever works for you, that's perfectly fine. So at the bottom here, at the bottom in the comments, like right down there, somewhere in the bottom there, just leave me your comments. Share with me if you want to. There's no obligation. Share with me your gratitudes and your success. And I'll be back tomorrow night with some more. And as the week goes on and we are moving forward, I have a few more ideas that I'm going to be sharing with you. All right. So have a great evening. Enjoy the rest of your night, whatever you're doing. And I will see you tomorrow. All right. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Bye.